just started going out from my house because I was having the worst anxiety. And then you start having all these other symptoms because you're just like, I don't know what to do. For me, one of the things that really helped is like the HTMA test that she does. It you kind of see the things, the minerals, because minerals are really important in our body and we really don't think about that. You go to a doctor, they're never going to be like, oh, hey, yeah, let's check this. Or they just check like the basics. And there was where I found, because I was having really bad anxiety. I was having heat flashes. I couldn't sleep. I was like waking up in the middle of the night with like panic attacks. And it showed me like the things that I was missing and the stuff where I was really high, where my body wasn't absorbing. And I needed to take, I mean, it's always nice to eat or to take the supplements that you need in order to calm that down. I'm not saying I'm not fully recovered, because I'm not. I'm still like trying to work with it. And even after I did the HTMA test with her and I got my supplements, I ended up doing other testings once I stopped with her. And like I did like this P test that they show on Instagram, where it's VSO, and it pretty much was saying the same stuff that the HTMA test was telling me. So I was like, oh, okay, you know, there's something going on in there. Yeah. And you start to realize that maybe your nutrients do play vitamins and your nutrients do play a big role on that. So I would suggest like even trying to do that just to see what's going on with that, because believe me, I was having the worst anxiety as well. And once I started kind of eating better and kind of taking the
minerals. Can I jump in on that?
Yeah.
So what she's talking about, the hair tissue mineral analysis is phenomenal. And so we test your macro and micro minerals as well as your heavy metals. And her anxiety was off the charts because her copper was she was completely overloaded with copper in her body. So we had to start a regimen in order to detox that metal out of her body and get that copper out of her brain and out of her central nervous system that was causing all of that panic.
But I mean, supplements, everything, you kind of just, I don't know, for me, that was a big thing because it made me realize what was going on with my body. Mm-hmm. I realized why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And it's not going to be an easy fix. That's something that Sarah taught me. She taught me to be patient because I just wanted to feel better and I wanted it fast, but it doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, you have to kind of work your way and try to get healthier on your own. But I mean, I'm telling you, for me, the biggest change was knowing what was like, actually seeing what was going on with my body. So when I was working with Sarah, she guided me into like knowing better things that are going to be nutritional wise for myself. And it did help. It's something where I still have to work with. Like I told her, I'm still having issues with my stomach right now. So it's something where I have to work on it slowly and like at my own pace. It's always like one thing that she really, really, really did teach me that I'm very grateful for is like listening to my body and being able to understand what's going on. Like, before maybe there's things like you go on your life and you really never pay attention to it. And you just do what you do. And then you get sick and then you start really listening to your body and then you start understanding, okay, this is what's going on. I know you're kind of like thinking food, what's that going to help, or this test, what are they really going to say? But for me, like, because I was going to, and Sarah knows this, I was going to the doctors every week. I still have a lot of appointments going on right now because I was like, they're not telling me anything. I don't have an answer. Like, what is it, And I've been doing other tests since I finished with her, just trying to figure out more stuff for myself. And you really don't really think your stomach plays a big role. You don't see it, right? And knowing this stuff, like I've noticed that my magnesium was very low, and my cortisol is very low. And like you start learning about all these things and how they function in your stomach. Like who knew that cortisol and or your magnesium, calcium, and all that actually make serotonin. So if you don't have a good stomach, then you're not producing good serotonin. So then you're going to be, waking up, or you're not going to be having a good night's sleep, or you're going to be having heat flashes. I was having a really bad muscle spasms when I was going to sleep, that I would just wake up and it was like a little small seizure, and I was just waking up, and I would get my anxiety really high. And knowing that when you, I don't know, it's so hard because I never believed that, for me it was like, how is that going to help, but when you see all this stuff and how they play a big role in your stomach, because your stomach is a big thing, you really don't see it. But when you see how all this stuff plays a role in how you function, then you start being like, okay, like this is serious. Like for me, I was like at my lowest. I'm pretty sure you're at your lowest too. For me, I was like, I want to try anything and anything that's gonna make me feel better. And I tried doing it on my own because I was like, I could eat better. I did like for a month where I was trying to eat better, but it wasn't helping. I wasn't going anywhere, and I still didn't know what was going on. And when I'm not to push it to Sarah, I mean, you know what's best for you. You know what's going on with your body, but for her, I'm not going to tell you that she's going to heal you or anything that's going to be like right away, but she will guide you into knowing what's going on, or you'll get a better insight of what's going on with your body. And you might think like spiritual, like I was like, what is that? I never did meditation. I was just kind of like, you go on your life, you're used to it, you're going down, you're doing your stuff, and then something happens, you don't know what's the cause, why your symptoms got worse, and then you're just like wondering what's going on, right? So she really helped me understand that. And spiritual, she did a few like meditations with me, and that it really helps you calm down and relax. You get an insight of like what's going on inside your body. Food wise, again, she did kind of like she teach me like what to eat based on like your thyroid issues, what to avoid. And I'm gonna tell you, since I started it, it's been 5 months. I haven't eaten out. I don't go out anymore to eat. You kind of just start to think about your health. You kind of start to think about, do you really want to start feeling the way you were feeling, or do you really want to make a change? Because that's the big thing. Do you really want to make a change, or do you just want to continue to kind of do it half-ass? And for me, I was like, I don't want to do it half-ass because I already know how horrible that felt,